Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's tonight of Friday, July 17, 2026, and you're watching MDMA News Update. I'm Max Dawn Mastermind Animations 2K10. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's edition of the program.
And I'm James Wanbins 13. A very good evening to all of our viewers, and welcome to MDMA News Update. We hope you've had a good Friday and that you're ready to join us for tonight's latest news reports, updates, and community stories.
Tonight, we'll bring you a selection of stories from across the world and from the communities that matter to our viewers.
As always, our team has been working to prepare tonight's program so that we can bring you the latest information in a clear and understandable way. We'll also take a look at community developments, online discussions, and special updates from the MDMA community.
Friday evenings are often a time when people begin to relax after the week, catch up on the day's events, and look ahead to the weekend. So, wherever you are watching from tonight, we are very pleased that you have chosen to spend part of your evening with us.
Whether you're watching on your television, online, or through one of the MDMA platforms, welcome. We appreciate every viewer who continues to support MDMA News Update and the wider MDMA community.
Over the course of tonight's broadcast, we'll guide you through the main stories in our usual format. We'll begin with the headlines, followed by our full reports and community updates. At the end of the program, we'll recap the main stories and bring you the latest information about upcoming MDMA programming.
We also encourage everyone watching to stay informed, check reliable sources when following real-world news, and treat others respectfully when discussing stories online. Different people may have different opinions, and thoughtful conversations help create stronger communities.
So, as we begin this Friday night edition, thank you once again for joining us. We are ready to bring you tonight's program.
And we are delighted to have you with us.
So, once again, hello, welcome to MDMA News Update. It's tonight of Friday, July 17, 2026.
Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Stay with us for tonight's news reports, updates, and community stories.
Welcome to MDMA News Update. Let's begin tonight's program.
President Donald Trump has made unverified claims alleging Chinese interference in United States elections, as critics warn that such claims could potentially be used to challenge the results of the 2026 midterm elections. The claims have prompted discussion about election integrity, evidence, political rhetoric, and the importance of verified information. We'll examine the story in our full report.
A staff member of the International Criminal Court has spoken publicly about allegations of sexual abuse involving the court's former chief prosecutor, Karim Khan. The allegations have raised serious questions about accountability, workplace conduct, and the responsibilities of international institutions. We'll report on the latest developments and the response to the allegations.
In YouTube community news tonight, a creator known as Xander the Anime and Cartoon Fan 2006 has shared a provocative public message directed toward another YouTube user. The post included the words, "Guess what? Unhappy birthday to @1_love_M4D0K4. Stay mad @1_love_M4D0K4. The message has become part of an online discussion, with viewers reacting to the tone and content of the post. We'll discuss the importance of keeping online disagreements respectful and avoiding personal harassment.
And finally, a special announcement for the MDMA community. The mid-year July Review Q&A Plus major announcement will be aired on Sunday, July 26, 2026. The special program is scheduled to be available across the MDMA 2K10 YouTube channel, MDMA Premiere, and MDMA Traditional. The event is expected to provide an opportunity to review the first half of the year, answer questions, and reveal a major announcement.
Those are tonight's headlines. Coming up first, our top international story involving claims of alleged Chinese election meddling in the political debate surrounding the 2026 United States midterm elections.
Then we'll turn to the International Criminal Court and allegations involving its former chief prosecutor. Before moving to YouTube community news and a special announcement about the upcoming mid-year July Review Q&A.
And later, we'll look ahead to Sunday, July 26th, when the MDMA community will come together for the mid-year July Review Q&A Plus major announcement.
You're watching MDMA News Update on this Friday, July 17, 2026.
President Donald Trump has made unverified claims alleging Chinese interference in American elections, while critics have raised concerns that the claims could be used to undermine confidence in future election results, including the upcoming midterm elections. The claims were made during a televised address in which Trump revisited long-running allegations about the 2020 United States presidential election and argued that the American electoral system was vulnerable to foreign interference.
The Guardian reports that Trump claimed China had carried out what he described as serious interference involving election data, and that U.S. intelligence agencies had suppressed or downplayed information about the alleged activity. However, the claims have not been independently established as proof that China changed the outcome of the 2020 election. The report also notes that previous intelligence assessments rejected the idea that China interfered in the election in the way Trump has alleged. That distinction is important. A claim about a cybersecurity incident or the compromise of information is not automatically evidence that votes were changed or that an election result was altered. During his address, Trump also argued that the United States election system was deeply vulnerable and called for significant changes to how elections are conducted. Among the proposals discussed was the Save America Act, which would introduce stricter requirements for voting and place greater emphasis on voter identification. Trump also criticized mail-in voting, which has been a frequent target of his political arguments. Critics say these proposals could make it more difficult for some eligible voters to cast ballots. The speech has attracted strong criticism from Democrats and other election experts. Critics argue that repeatedly presenting unverified allegations as evidence of a compromised election could damage public confidence in democratic institutions. Some have also warned that creating doubt about the integrity of elections before votes are cast could make it easier for political figures to challenge results they dislike later.
The midterm elections will determine control of seats in the United States Congress. That means claims about election security and the reliability of voting systems are likely to remain politically significant throughout the campaign. Political parties are expected to debate voter identification, mail-in voting, election administration, cybersecurity, and the role of federal authorities in elections. The debate is taking place against the backdrop of continuing disagreement over the 2020 election.
The Guardian also reported that the White House released heavily redacted documents that Trump presented as supporting his claims. However, at the time of the report, independent analysis of those documents had not yet established that they proved the broader allegations being made. That is why experts and journalists have stressed the importance of examining the underlying evidence carefully rather than relying only on political statements.
The distinction between an allegation and a verified fact is especially important when discussing elections. Election systems can experience cybersecurity threats. Foreign governments may attempt to gather information or influence public opinion. But determining whether a specific activity actually changed votes or altered an election result requires evidence. That evidence must then be examined by appropriate investigators, election officials, intelligence agencies, courts, and independent experts.
The United States has also seen extensive debate about the constitutional role of states in running elections. Under the American system, elections are administered through a combination of state and local authorities, with federal laws and institutions also playing important roles. Any attempt to significantly change election procedures can therefore lead to political disputes and legal challenges.
Critics of the president's approach say that political leaders have a responsibility to avoid making unsupported claims that could cause voters to distrust the democratic process. They argue that election concerns should be investigated through evidence-based procedures rather than through statements that may increase uncertainty. Supporters of Trump, meanwhile, say he is raising concerns about election security and that voters should have confidence that their ballots are protected.
The story has also raised questions about how television networks and other media organizations should cover political claims that have not been independently verified. Some broadcasters chose not to carry the address live, while other outlets provided coverage.
For voters, the central issue is how to distinguish between verified evidence and political claims. election officials, courts, intelligence agencies, journalists, and independent researchers all play roles in examining allegations. A claim does not become proven simply because it is repeated. At the same time, genuine concerns about cybersecurity. Security should be investigated seriously and transparently. Both principles are important.
As the 2026 midterm elections approach, the debate over election integrity is likely to become even more intense. Candidates and political parties are expected to present competing proposals about how elections should be conducted. Voters will also hear more claims about voting technology, voter identification, mail-in ballots, foreign influence, and election administration. The challenge for the public will be assessing those claims carefully and looking for reliable evidence.
The Guardian's report also highlights concerns from critics who believe the latest allegations could be used to prepare the political ground for challenging future election results. That concern remains a matter of political debate. Whether future results are accepted will depend on the evidence available, the official counting process,
legal procedures, and the actions of candidates and institutions after the election. For now, the claims about Chinese election meddling remain disputed and unverified in the broader form presented by President Trump. The release of documents and the political response are expected to receive further examination. As more information becomes available, independent verification will be important in determining what the evidence actually shows.
This is a developing political story with potential implications for public confidence in American elections. We will continue to follow confirmed developments and distinguish between allegations, political statements, and independently verified findings.
Our second international story tonight concerns the International Criminal Court, where a staff member has spoken publicly for the first time about allegations of sexual misconduct involving the court's chief prosecutor, Karim Khan. The allegations are serious, and Khan has denied them. The case has also created significant turmoil within the court as member states prepare to consider his future.
The Guardian reports that an ICC staff member, identified publicly as Sarah, gave an interview to CNN, in which she described allegations of inappropriate and non-consensual conduct by Khan. According to the report, Sarah said the alleged behavior developed over time and involved unwanted conduct while she was working at the court. The allegations remain allegations, and Khan has denied any wrongdoing. The Guardian also reported that a second woman, identified by the pseudonym Patricia, has made separate allegations relating to an earlier period in Khan's career. The two cases concern different periods and circumstances, but both have contributed to scrutiny of the senior international prosecutor. Khan's legal representatives have rejected the allegations and have argued that the process surrounding the case has been unfair and politically motivated. That distinction is important. The allegations against Khan have been investigated through official processes, but public reporting about an investigation should not be confused with a criminal conviction. Khan has repeatedly denied the allegations. The ICC's governing bodies have nevertheless taken disciplinary steps while the matter continues. The Guardian has reported that Khan's future now rests with the ICC's member states. The court has 125 member states, and they are expected to vote on whether Khan should be removed from office. That vote is expected to be an important moment for the institution.
The allegations have also become entangled with wider political disputes surrounding the ICC. Khan has faced strong international political pressure since the court sought arrest warrants for Israeli leaders, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. His legal team and supporters have suggested that the allegations may form part of a politically motivated campaign against him.
The staff member has also denied suggestions that she was connected to Israeli intelligence or that her allegations were made on behalf of an outside organization. According to The Guardian's reporting, internal inquiries found no evidence that she had been influenced by external parties in the way alleged by some of Khan's supporters. We will continue to follow verified developments and report on the outcome of the ICC's proceedings as more information becomes available. Tonight, we're looking at a public message shared by the YouTube user Xander the Anime and Cartoon Fan 2006, which has become part of an online community discussion. The message was directed toward another YouTube user, at @1_love_M4D0K4, and included the words, "Guess what? Unhappy birthday to @1_love_M4D0K4. Stay mad @1_love_M4D0K4. The message quickly attracted attention because of its strongly worded and confrontational tone. Online communities often contain disagreements between creators and viewers. Sometimes those disagreements involve opinions about videos, characters, fandoms, comments, moderation, or previous arguments. In other cases, a short message can lead to a much larger discussion as people react, repost, comment, or offer their own opinions.
In this case, the message appears to have been presented publicly rather than as a private conversation. That means viewers who saw the post were able to form their own reactions to the wording. Some people may view the message as an example of online drama or personal conflict. Others may see it as an expression of frustration or criticism. What is publicly available for this report is that Xander the Anime and Cartoon Fan 2006 shared a message referring to @1_love_M4D0K4.
For now, the public message shared by Xander the Anime and Cartoon Fan 2006 remains the focus of discussion among some viewers. We will continue to distinguish between the message itself and any unverified claims that may appear in online reactions.
For our final major story tonight, we have a special community announcement. The MDMA community is preparing for an important upcoming event. The mid-year July review Q&A. Plus major announcement. The special program is scheduled for Sunday, July 26, 2026. The event is expected to be an opportunity to look back at the first half of 2026, discuss important developments, answer questions from the community, and reveal a major announcement. The special program will be available across 3 MDMA platforms: MDMA 2K10, YouTube channel, MDMA Premiere, MDMA Traditional. This means viewers will have multiple ways to follow the event. The first half of the year has already brought many different developments, projects, broadcasts, and community moments. A mid-year review provides an opportunity to pause and look back at what has happened so far. The first half of 2026 has now passed, and the second half of the year is underway. That makes July an appropriate time to reflect on the progress made so far and consider what may come next. The mid-year July review Q&A plus major announcement will be available through 3 different MDMA platforms. The first is the MDMA 2K10 YouTube channel. This will provide an online viewing option for members of the YouTube community. The second is MDMA Premiere. And the third is MDMA Traditional.
We would like to thank everyone who watched this edition of MDMA News Update.
Thank you to our viewers watching through the MDMA 2K10 YouTube channel and across MDMA platforms.
We hope you have a wonderful Friday evening and a safe and enjoyable weekend ahead.
So, that's all for MDMA News Update this evening. Thank you for watching us on this Friday, July 17, 2026.
Have a great night, everyone. And we'll see you next time for more news reports.
You're watching MDMA Premiere. Generating inspiration.